Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Hightop Sports. We got a special one in store today. The man, the myth, the one that brings you all the laughs, Mr. Scooter Magruder, joining us today. Scooter?
Listen, guys, I appreciate you having me on. Appreciate you dealing with the technical difficulties we were dealing with earlier, but we are here now.
No, man, we appreciate you for joining us, man. This is an absolute treat and a pleasure. Shout out to Dave for signing up. You popped in our show. This is how this all started. You had the chat going nuts, Scooter. I want you to know we didn't know if it was real. We didn't know I didn't know how to respond. Talk to us about that. What were you doing in our show, Scooter? No business
Here's the
being there.
thing, when you're browsing online and some things just pop up as live,
Sure.
well, I guess the algorithm just recommended you guys. I was like, hold on, what is this? I've heard of these. Let me just pop in. What are they talking about? And it had just been you guys were talking about the basketball team and some other things like that. And so I said, let me check out what they're talking about in there. And of course, we're up now. Gator Nation is up now. This was our year and could be our year next year as well.
Oh
So
yeah.
I need to be on top of all things Gator related as it stands now. And you guys are keeping me in the know.
Cool. Cool to hear, man. Yeah, your
That's good. So
content at
so
the Final Four was fantastic. That was great to watch.
Oh my gosh, that I think that was the best trip I've ever been on. And I've been on multiple trips, but I don't think anything's going to top that just because of how close those games were and how much faith really you had to have in your team to even go to a final four. So that was something I'll never forget for certain.
Good
yeah, I
point.
think watching that tournament, I think there was only like two teams. It was the first, I think it was St. John's or something like that, and then Maryland were the only teams that we really kind of like blew them out towards the end. I mean, we blew the first team out like right at the get go, but like towards the end, it was Maryland. But every other score was so close, and like you thought the Gators were out of it, especially if you were just a random fan watching it, and then we would just come back and we would win and we get the victories. And that's what made the national championship a little bit more special is the fact that's like, you can go in there and you can blow out every team and still feel great about it. But man, when you have some really close, just gut wrenching, clinching like victories like that to where they're that close, it means a lot more. And the national championship winning it itself feels we had that reaction video. You saw Shelton, it feels a lot better when you know that you were able to pull out those victories against some of those hard teams.
I think what even compounded it for me is we had this really obnoxious Auburn fan sitting right in front of us too, who was celebrating after every shot. You know what I'm talking about? Those like really obnoxious fans. It was just so gratifying seeing this man just sit there silent, watching the next games, watching Duke play. That was just gratifying. So that was the cherry on top for me
The
because
the
this
the,
man was yapping all game. I don't think it was crazy.
the obnoxious fan roused me up. I mean, I can be obnoxious too, and they definitely. If there's one in front of me, I match their energy and I try to bury their energy as well. So
See,
I
that's what I was trying to do. I was trying to do that, but they were leading the whole time, and I was just like,
Houston the same way. I feel like the Houston game had to been miserable because it's like the best way you could win because you get that like just that gratifying moment. But it's in a way it was a miserable game because the whole time we were just you're just like waiting for the big moment and it kind of just like trickled in. It was a good time though. It was a good time.
it really was. Shout out Walter Clayton Jr. as well. I'm really hopeful that this man can end up in another Florida-based team after this NBA draft. We'll see, though. We will see.
Oh, you're thinking
Maybe.
Magic, Miami.
Listen, we need 3-point shooting. We need 3-point shooting in Orlando. That's where I'm an Orlando native. So we are hopeful that we can bring this man to the Magic, keep that magic going with Walter Clayton Jr.
I was wondering because I
Yeah.
peeped your Dallas content and I was like, is he a Mavs fan or is he just taking advantage of the opportunity here?
So the thing is, Cowboys is the only non-Florida team. So
Okay,
I make videos for all teams, but
sure.
the teams that I like are all Florida based except the Cowboys. And the Cowboys, that's because my dad was a Cowboys fan.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen you make other teams,
Yeah.
but I because I thought Dallas, the Cowboys, like maybe he's a Mavs fan too, and because of again how you nailed on the head. But I guess we're in a way all fan bases are the same. It's kind of easy to tap into how we're
I just
feeling.
think it was wild that they got that first overall pick, Nico Harrison. That's crazy. That is crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I saw a Twitter post earlier today with Walter Clayton on it where he made like 21 of 24 3-pointers just in practice, just shooting around, and I'm just like,
That was
I
it,
mean, it's not like Steph Curry in his prime, but it's close.
yeah, that was at the combine basically. He went 21 out of 25. So we need 3-point shooting in Orlando. So we'll see. We are looking for that.
That's always fun when you get a guy that you obviously cheer for and for your college team to go to your pro team. But Scooter, talk to us kind of about what you do is incredible. Obviously, I mean you're very well known because again you touch all fan bases and you're very relatable with your content. It's funny because I watch how you react and it's like yeah I was just doing that. And ours is we record us doing it. It's high quality. We're in our garage, well two sheets to the wind, but we're having a good time with it. But talk to us, man, how you got started.
Oh man, how I got started. I actually didn't start with sports. I actually started with comedy. And I was doing pretty well, just like general comedy. Got on the Today Show a couple times, but I don't know if you guys remember during that phase, it was like the Harlem Shake era of
Mm,
YouTube. If you
okay.
recall that time frame, and then there
I do.
was this like
2016,
there was
2017,
this I don't maybe a little bit earlier, but
or
there was
actually it was
this
earlier
series of
because LeBron was
videos.
in Miami.
Yes,
Yeah, you're
but it
right.
was like these S people say videos, like stuff Christians say, stuff Latinos say, stuff gay people say, and it was just a series of videos people would put out, but no one was doing sports at all. And so I came out with stuff Magic fans say. Boom, get in the Orlando Sentinel. I went to the University of Florida. I come out with stuff Gator fans say. FSU releases their Knowles version, stuff Knowles fans say, and it's garbage. No one likes it. No FSU people like it. What do? I drive to Florida State. I put on their gear and I do their video better than them, and they're loving it. They go crazy on my rendition of stuff Knowles fans say. And basically, since then, all I've been doing is making that exact same video and calling it other things. And for some reason, it's been working.
Isn't that
Stuff the high top
incredible?
people say. Shambles.
That people look. There's a skill, there's an art to what you do, but in a
Yeah.
sense, like once you kind of figure it out, you're able to grow from it and capitalize on it. That's awesome.
Yeah,
And
you
again,
gotta
that's exactly what you do. I guess you're just what we say after certain moments is kind of what it's expanded to now.
yeah, you gotta be
The
very
thing is,
observant.
though, where I'm at that point where it's like I need to pivot now, and because
Okay.
because I've been doing it for so long, like there are people who have been watching me in middle school. Now they're grown adults out of college and have kids because I've been making videos for this long. So
Yeah.
now it's like I gotta pivot. And what's the next pivot? I think the next pivot is already what I've been doing, but more leaning into doing like the live reactions. So that's what a lot of people are doing. You see a lot of content creators doing that as well. YouTube is about to lean into their live personalities. So that is the next evolution of this. And that's one thing you have to do as a creator is constantly evolve because if I keep making these videos for the next 10 years, I'm not going to be around here. I gotta pivot to something else soon.
I can't
Podcasts.
imagine. I was
You
about
could
to say I
always do
can't
podcasts,
imagine
Scooter.
Florida Gators without Scooter. It just wouldn't be the same.
Oh well, I appreciate that, but I'm telling you, you gotta keep continuously evolve, do something different, step up the game a little bit, and even like me going to the national championship, doing more of a live type thing,
Yeah.
just vary it in some ways.
We got to have you on for a live watch party then, it sounds like. That would be a
Yeah.
hell of a show for one of the Gator games. Could you imagine our
That's
Yeah.
what
reaction,
I
Scooter? I mean,
that's
we
what I'm
would
thinking.
Sheldon
we
gets
would blow
crazy,
the
man.
yeah,
I'm
we
telling
would
you.
blow the roof off this thing.
Chat, let us know in the comments right now. Would you want me to come on live for one of these episodes? Let me know.
That would be
Yes,
huge.
yes.
Yeah,
I'm sure everybody in the chat is going to say yes, by the way.
yeah, they think the comment
It's
section is
like
gonna be nuts. We're gonna clip it and tweet it too, man. I love it. How you feel about this team this year, Scooter? What's your thoughts on this Gator team, man?
On the basketball football team, which
Football,
Gator team are we
football,
talking?
football. We're still
Listen,
hanging out in championship territory. Nothing to talk about. We're champions. Basketball, so
that's fair.
yeah.
That is fair. I will say this: as far as basketball is concerned, I do think we can repeat, especially like that guard from Arkansas,
Boogie.
Boogie.
Oh yeah.
We might
Mm.
Oh
get
yeah.
Boogie too. We'll see. We'll see. But now, as it pertains to football, in Lagway, I trust. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it right there. I trust DJ Lagway to get us to the promised land. Now, the schedule is a little bit difficult. With that being said, I still trust DJ Lagway. If this man is healthy, anything is possible. So I'm excited to see what this man can do after he's gotten into the playbook a little bit, right? He's got a season under him. And so I think what a lot of people are thinking is it just comes down to what's Napier going to do, right?
Mm.
How is he going to call this offense? And so I'm excited to see what he does with that too. But the sky's the limit as far as I'm concerned with this Gator football team. The talent is there. It's just, can we execute is what I'm feeling.
I feel like we got
Yeah,
like
I'm in the
tasty
crowd
video.
of like I'm in the crowd of like staying healthy, executing, and of course he named Russ Callaway OC. He still said he was going to call the majority of the plays, but you don't know how much of an influence Russ Callaway will have during the season and in some play form or fashion. And I know on like fourth downs he was calling plays for a while, and it kind of switched, and he kind of just you kind of see a little bit more creativity because I think DJ Lagway and his talent allows it because he's more of a dual threat guy. He has a stronger arm, and I think that with Richardson, I mean, you had that too as well, but that wasn't really his recruited quarterback. Now he's got his recruited quarterback, and I think Lagway obviously is a little bit more accurate than Richardson was. I mean, Richardson was good at the deep ball as well. We've seen a lot of explosiveness from Lagway. We saw a lot of good like clutch moments where he's almost sacked, especially in that Ole Miss game where he's able to get rid of the football. Um, of course, he does make a freshman mistake here or there, and you're going to get that out of a freshman. But man, when you got him in the system and he's been able to be around these receivers and be the actual starter in spring and in the fall, we're really going to see hopefully a more experienced and a different DJ Lagway, especially with all the wide receivers and the speed that we have back there too. And that's what makes it really, really exciting for Florida Gator fans, especially with the offensive line, Austin Barber and Jake Slaughter and all those guys coming back. I mean, you got a really good offensive line. You got all these receivers, and I want to see more than 30 points per game. I mean, that's just me.
Well, I'm definitely with you on the more than 30 points per game. Uh, Run
Mhm.
it up as high as possible. But you got to keep in mind, the Gators are the best when we have a mobile quarterback. Think historically, right? When we have someone who can spread the pocket, who also is a running threat, that is when the Gators have succeeded. So I'm just excited that now we have our prototype in DJ Lagway back there, and we have the talent around him. So, as far as a lot of Gator fans are concerned, this is a do or die year. Not for DJ, but for Billy.
Sure.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a big year. Are you planning on going to any of the games to get some more live content?
It depends because the season is full of twists and turns, especially because I'm like, that's when I do a lot of my brand deals during the season. So it really just
Mm.
depends on where those brand deals take me and what's going on, really.
Because you're making content for all colleges essentially, so it's like where am I best suited?
Well, mainly I'm doing like the NFL content alongside all of my college content too.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, because the
Yeah.
Cowboys.
That
That's true. Okay, and
so
those
basically, I
Cowboy
mean,
fan base is electric, and they, in a way, they're similar to Florida, where they're very good at just we get super excited, and we're like, yeah, this is it. We're gonna win it this year. Like, there's no question about it. And something happens that just creates just this like slow, painful death. and, and the Cowboys seem to find a way to define that way every single year. I feel like the last 2 years they've been very flat, not even close to being what they should be. But you feeling good about them this year too?
Well, the Cowboys have shared in the QB injuries with the Florida Gators, so we are
Fair.
similar in that manner. But Cowboys have a lot of hope this year. We just traded for George Pickens. CD Lamb is not going to be getting double teamed as much. There is a lot of hope in Dallas this year, and we need it because the Philadelphia Eagles are raising their Super Bowl championship banner. No one wants to see that.
Mm.
Okay. Hopefully, that is the last time we see that in my lifetime. And we use that as motivation to will us to our sixth Super Bowl.
What
And
would
we
you
need that.
equate the Eagles to in college football terms for the Gators? Like, who are the Eagles?
The Eagles are like the
That's what I
Bulldogs
thought.
because
Act literally
they've
and
had a
figuratively.
lot of success recently, right? They've got this success recently. They think they're good,
Yeah.
right? Just because they got a whole bunch of talent. But listen, that's over now. Okay, that was in the past. You guys had your run. Now order needs to come to the universe. And that is
Yeah.
what this year will establish for both the Cowboys and the Gators.
I think
Yeah.
the
And
Eagles
just
are still gonna be
remember,
good though, Scooter. I don't mean to like
I mean,
I
they're going to be good. They got a whole bunch of talent.
just
Well, you know
remember
why
though,
they're going to be good.
they
You
got a
know
bunch of
why they're going to be
Bulldogs
good.
too.
You know why they're going to be good though. Howie Roseman, Florida Gator. He's the one controlling everything.
Oh,
He's the puppet master. Without
yeah,
him, the Eagles are nothing. That's why they're succeeding. They got a
sh-
Florida Gator behind the helm. We need to pull him out of there. That's an
yeah.
enemy territory
Get him in Florida quick.
yeah. And look,
immediately.
Scooter is good at predicting these things. He said Florida Gators would win a national championship, and they did. So now they're winning a national championship. Scooter, you got to tell us, football. Are they doing it?
Of course.
You
It's
predicted
been written.
basketball? You predicted basketball? Or
I
you
did
just
predict basketball. To be fair, I do say this every year. That's not what's
I
important, though.
know.
That's not what's important. What's important is that we won it last year and we're winning it this year in football.
That's
as
it,
long
man.
as
See,
look, as
like,
long as you were right. It doesn't really matter that how many times you guess it. You were right. That's the most
Exactly.
important piece.
Exactly.
so people that know me on Twitter, I have my own tweets I do every week. It's a normal thing, and like I see it every year from Scooter Magruder. It says the Florida Gators will win the national championship in capital letters. So I had to clarify
And
that just for everybody watching.
and to be fair, like I've been right every time I've said that. It just hasn't been the sport most people were thinking of. We won a national championship in something every single year. So
This
That's
is
true.
true. You're spot on. You're
Hey,
spot
hey,
on.
he
You're
ain't
onto
lying.
something. You're
It's
onto
like that gift
something.
says he ain't lying.
Yeah, you're onto something there, Scooter. I love it. So
gymnastics was holding me down for a while.
they're keeping the torch lit. They keep keeping the streak alive. Guy, don't shout out. Hey, and track. Track was keeping you mainly. Track was handling
Track
the
was there.
yeah. The track was visited a few times. Golf got it done. They're
Track
looking good this year too. But
and some gymnastics,
basketball's
you
already
know.
handed it to you. But it's football's time. It's football's time. How you
It
feeling
is.
about the Cowboys are going to Super Bowl then this year? You're a little less.
Oh
You're not as
no,
I would say
Cowboys are
successful with that
definitely
because
winning the
Super
Super Bowl.
Bowl is pretty. It's a one sport thing.
Yeah, yeah, but I don't say the year, so that's why I could just always say the Dallas Cowboys will win the Super Bowl. I didn't say win though. I didn't
Yeah,
say win.
it's true. If somebody asks you when, what do you say?
Exactly.
There you go. Just put them on mute.
How has it been? Obviously, by going through all these fan bases, just I mean, I guess I said the appreciation. Have you got some hate from it? Like, how is it living in these other
Oh yeah.
atmospheres?
So first of all, the Eagles are my
Mm,
biggest haters and my biggest secondary fan base. I got these guys watching all my videos because there's no equivalent Scooter Magruder for the Eagles. So they just watch my videos and feed off of those, which is fine. And then I have the other subgroup of haters that are like, this guy's been doing this. This guy's still making these videos. Someone just tweeted that. Someone just tweeted that to me. This guy's still making these videos. I'm like, bro, they're still watching the video. What do you want me to do?
that's a video.
Yeah.
That's a
There you go.
that's a video
Exactly.
idea. You you
But
you
Yeah.
you
as far
having
as
that
I'm concerned, it's
conversation.
like I'm still having fun. I wouldn't make these videos if I wasn't still having a good time making them. But I enjoy making them still. God has blessed me and put me in a position where I can still make these dumb little videos and they can entertain people. So I'm blessed to be doing what I'm doing, and I will do it as long as the Lord sees fit and people still want to watch them.
Well, they still work, one, and two, I think I was gonna ask you too, because like the Dallas Maverick one, I was like, man, like it feels that's why I thought you were a fan, because it genuinely feels like you're in it. Like you're going through the emotions and you know it, the ins and outs. So it's relatable. It's not on the surface level. Like if I were to do the Gator one, I could do a Gator one easily. But if I had to think of like another team, there by bias in me would want to make fun of that team. So I couldn't have the you know what I mean? Like, I couldn't do a Miami Hurricane one because I would be there'd be
Oh,
an
makes
insult in
sense.
there. So for you to do the Maverick one, I genuinely thought you were a fan, like the way that you act and the fact you have all the gear. That's,
We got the gear. We have an accumulation of gear.
do you
That's
have like
one
do
video
you
I
have like a
do.
closet just dedicated to all these teams?
Yes, two.
Wow.
How
Wow.
much have
See,
you
there
spit
you
in
It's a
go.
lot.
gear? How much have you spit in gear to those teams?
The answer is too much. The
Yeah.
answer is
That's my
always too much. And the good thing though is it's a business write off. So that's where you get them. The business write off. Go Gators, Florida education right there.
That's
Florida
that is
education.
that is true.
That
It's all
Now
props.
you have given us a lot of knowledge. I mean, you said obviously you got to evolve. We know about that. You got to evolve. A lot of people that create content know you have to evolve at some point. You said business write off. If is there any other piece of advice you would give to somebody that's into social media, wants to start something, maybe a show, something like that? Is there any piece of advice you could give?
Listen, there's two pieces of advice I can give you. First off, keep God first. That's A.
Mm.
I am a follower of
Ding.
Jesus. Keep God first. That's A. Number two, you have to love it. If you don't love what you're doing, people will see that. It will come through. When you have 50 views on a video and no one's watching, you will give up. So if you don't love what you're doing, you're not gonna sustain it. You're not gonna want to make another video. It's that love, it's that passion, it's that drive that comes through when you need it the most. So I would say you have to love it. Love what you're doing. Make content around what you love. Because then it's just seamless. It comes out of you and it's not some forced production. If I did not love what I was doing, I could not be doing what I've been doing for almost 15 years now. But
Yeah,
I
I
enjoy
mean
it.
that's
I love the
that's
Gators. I
dedication.
love the Gators. And I'm excited. I feel like we've reset. I went to school during when Tebow was there. So I
Oh
was there
wow.
during the golden years.
Yeah,
And so now I've waited, I've waited, I've waited, and I feel like it's our time again, right? I feel like it's our time again. We already got the basketball one, right? And now I just feel like history is about to repeat itself. And
the
hopefully it
stars
does.
are starting to align. They're starting to align.
It's cool.
Exactly.
You know, it's kind of crazy, but like you hear, obviously growing up, you always hear history repeats itself. And as a kid, it doesn't really resonate. You just hear it. It's a term that you kind of just stick with. But then now in a way, we're living it. And then now you kind of also realize we're getting old. We're at a point where we're seeing history actually repeat itself. Like, dog.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it
I
is.
remember we won the national championship. I lived in the dorms all 4 years in SLED. Okay. We won the national championship. I was in the O Dome. We all sprinted to University Street. There was a tank on the ground. They had pre-lubed the light poles. It was just like the scene when we won the national championship for basketball, except for I didn't see any tanks there. We had tanks. They were ready for us.
Like, oh, like
And I remember
protection.
this
Oh,
thought.
it was like a
I
statue
remember
tank.
this thought in my head. I was like, should I go upstairs and get my camcorder and record all of this? And I was like, nah, I'll just do it next year when we win the national championship. And it never came. And it never came. And it's been almost a decade since then. And it's been crazy. So I'll never forget. I'll never take any national championship for granted ever again in my life.
What a thought.
Yeah,
Should I go get my camcorder? Nowadays, is you don't have to think that because it's on you. That's
yeah, you got
cool.
the
Yeah, it was
phone.
crazy.
We're old, Tutor.
It was
You
crazy.
don't, you don't have to. You don't have to mention
Yeah,
that
we're
part.
we're old, man. The last time we won a national championship, I was like 24, had a full head of hair. I didn't have any grays on my beard. Like it's nothing now. Like it's now I'm 40 and I'm like, when's the next natty? Like the basketball team just did it. Like, come on, there's football.
I have 1% on my phone.
Oh, you're turning into a robot.
Yeah, you turned into a robot there.
We're about to lose you,
There you
Scooter.
go. There we go.
Sign us out.
I have
I got him now. We got
Go
him.
Gators.
Perfect. Thank you, Scooter. I appreciate it, man. We'll message you. He's gone. We lost him. Oh no, he's still there. We appreciate you
Yeah, he's
hopping in,
still there.
man. What a sign off. Be good, man.
Scooter.
Oh, he's hanging on.
He's hanging on. Yeah, it sounded like a robot.
Yeah,
Like,
that was
there we
run
go.
out of
He
juice.
signed
there.
off.
Awesome conversation, ladies and gentlemen. Like he said, though, if you made it this part, leave it down in the comment section below if you want him to join one of our live shows. I think that's gonna have to be a hit. We'll
Oh,
hit him up
you already-
afterwards. Yeah,
Yeah, you already know what the answer is going to be.
we'll put the work in, boys and girls. Y'all be good. Smash the like button, subscribe. I'll see you boys in the next one. Peace and love, baby.